Good morning, everybody. It's Connie, Friday morning. I'm live, and it is about 10 o'clock. It is beautiful outside. I can't wait to be able to get out there and do all that yard work. Ha! Just kidding. Not fun. I do have a lot of yard work to do, though, because my dad's grass wasn't quite ready to mow when we went over to do that the other day. All right, I'm trying to load my comments. It is not happening for some reason. I hope you can see me because I'm having issues with being able to see me online. That's so weird. Anyway, I'm happy to see you. Thank you for being here and watching. So I have some reminders today. And the first thing is tonight, remember at 6:30, we have an event where we are going to be making this kit, the paper bouquet kit. And I'm excited because, sorry, I'm messing with my iPad again, trying to be able to see comments. Because right now, I see zero. So, it's so weird. Facebook keeps changing the stuff. They keep changing the stuff. Why? I don't know. I don't know why, but they do. And it's annoying, and I don't know. So I'm messing with it, and it's annoying to you too, I'm sure. Hi, Margie. I do see Margie's comments. Okay, so tonight we're gonna make this. I just want to show you a couple things that really does help to have available. One, you don't have to have it, but a wire cutter is kind of nice to have. You don't have to. The other thing, though, is something to curl your wire around other than using your fingers, because it kind of hurts to use your fingers. And I have this little pair of pliers that I just grip the wire and turn it like that, and it twists it, and it's perfect. I have this style. It's like for making curls when you're beading or whatever with wire, and you just grip it and turn it. I've used a chopstick. I experimented with that, where you just wrap your wire around and push it with your thumb. That works great. Those kind of things help a lot. The other thing is, I'm not so hot with hot glue. A glue gun is needed, but all I did with the glue gun was attach the wire to and the bead to the paper. And then I used a liquid glue. You could use like this Barely Arts glue. You could use Aleene's tacky glue, because it gets on your fingers when you're messing with the flowers to shape them. And it really does kind of help to not be using, like hot glue. I'm not great with hot glue. Anyway, this is a great kit, and I hope you'll join me, even if you're not making it. I would love to just sit and chat. In other news, I'm still not seeing myself online, which is so bizarre. I don't understand. Gosh, I hate Facebook sometimes. Sorry, I shouldn't say that out loud because they'll probably come after me. Anyway, I've been making Christmas cards. I know that's really weird Christmas cards, because I don't have very much Christmassy Stampin' Up! Material yet, but I thought this one was nice. This is a sneak peek of some paper that is coming in like September. I mean, forever from now, but I just thought it was really pretty. I used the arches, and that's that new Secret Sea ink that I just think is really, really cool. So neat. Sorry, I'm still messing with this here. I think they've changed how videos are seen, because I noticed that somebody else who had a video the other day had the same problem yesterday. So they must have just changed it. Urgh. Annoying, annoying. This is a Christmas card. I was messing around with that rainbow and some of the things from last year, and I just thought this turned out kind of different and cute. It's a little quirky, but I don't know. That rainbow does make a really kind of different looking Christmas card. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. In other news that's weird and quirky, I wanted to show you that I found this circus set online. I can't believe I found this set. It's so weird because oh, there I am. Okay. After Margie reacted, I clicked on the notification. It took me to my video, but my video would not pop up on my screen. I am so confused. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm moving on. Anyway, I found this old Tailored Expressions circus set online. Used, but not. Look at that. Never been touched. So I'm really excited to add it to my circus weirdness that I collect. You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of seeing circus cards. Anyway, so today I want a scrapbook, a 2-page layout, and I want a Disney layout. And I realized that this paper that I'm holding doesn't necessarily coordinate with Disney. Hey, Christy. Yes, you know, there's Tailored Expressions has one of those secondhand buy-sell boards, just like all the other companies, you know, where people buy, sell, trade things. And I'm always looking at the secondhand stuff because their things retire very quickly. And then they're worth a fortune. Very hard to find if you're looking for something. Anyway, this is called Beautiful Gallery. It is 6x6 paper. And I gotta be honest, the consultants have been going bananas over it because it is beautiful. Look, there's front, there's back. It probably would help if I have it right side up. There's front and back. So you can see why it's called gallery, because it's got an art print kind of look. And I could totally see using some of this and just framing it as is. I mean, look at that. Just frame it, hang it. It looks like art, right? I've seen people using it to make cards like crazy. And I thought, I'm going to buy it. It's not my style. It'll stretch my creativity. I love that. I like these quirky things. I don't know why. It is really, really pretty. I have to admit, it's really, really pretty. I have no idea, scrapbooking with it, what I would do with that. I suppose you could put stuff along the bottom. I don't know. You could figure something out. Anyway, so today I am determined to use it, right? And so I kind of I was looking through my sketches that I have for 6x6 layouts, and a long time ago, I made a whole bunch of these because, you know, I have bins and bins of 6x6 paper, and so I decided to pull out one of those sketches and use it. And the other things what I did, because I wasn't totally sure what I was going to do, was I got out some of my travel-ish themed stamps, dies. The reason I really love Let the Adventure Begin, but I really love these trees. And these trees cut out and stamp to be so cool looking. Look at that. They're beautiful. And there's, just for that alone, I'm like, oh my gosh, those trees are really, really nice. Stampin' Up! Does a nice job of their dies for sure. Anyway, this tag set is great for travel, generic travel stuff. I thought I might use some of the dies from it, but I ended up, I don't think I did. But the key thing, that's an idea. The Weekend Adventures, you know I love this. I've been using all of these. So basically, I cut gobs of stuff out. I made myself a tray of embellishments because this paper does not have stickers and dies and embellishments specifically to go with it other than a floral. And I want to do Epcot pictures. And so I did have to get out some of my old stash things to make cameras. This is Stampin' Up. This one is an old Close to My Heart, I think. Here's that Let the Adventure Begin. So I cut just gobs of titles and things. I even cut out a bunch of Mickey heads because I wasn't sure what I was going to use. Now, the paper that I'm using out of this set, this paper right here, the back of it is a map. And it's just a generic map. And I'm like, okay, I can work with that with Epcot. And then this paper, the back of it has that kind of museum texture, you know, like paint wall texture look to it. And I thought that would work. And then this paper with the little house, I flipped it over and it's got kind of a watercolor-ish. I don't think it's watercolor. It almost looks like an acrylic paint texture. I really like it, but I struggled to find a Stampin' Up! Color. I'm like, I read all the colors that this set includes, and I went through, I wanted my ink to match and my Mickeys to match this color. And boy, I was like, well, no, it's not Petal Pink. It's not, I think it might be a super light version of Pecan Pie. I thought it might be Basic Beige. No. Honestly, it doesn't really, it's not really any one of these. And so I started going through my ink, trying to find something that coordinated with this. I hoped I had paper, but I didn't. So I found this. This is Tea Rose from Close to My Heart. And it is a color that came out right when Close to My Heart was closing. And they, I don't even think they had paper for it. But when I swipe this on and let it dry, it was fairly close. It dries a little bit lighter, especially if you sponge it on. And so that's what I did. I ink blended it onto some paper, and this is the color that it creates. I cut my Mickeys out of that. It's not the right color, but it's close. It's like close enough to work for me. So that's how I got that color. So if you ever want to borrow, you know where to find it. Okay, so basically this 2-page layout, interesting. It's one that I've done several times when especially because like when you're in a hurry just to make a layout. Let me zoom out just a little more. I want you to be able to see everything. So there. Okay. I've used so much 6x6 paper that I have used this layout a lot, and it works with anything because you're basically just taking 6x6 paper and you're creating your own paper. All right. So for example, I'm going to use the thing about this paper pack is you get a lot of paper of each design, which allows you to do stuff like this. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the map in the center, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's see. Let me do one piece at a time, because then I can use my ruler that's on my glass mat and make sure I get it centered. It's very easy to see which way I want this. I think I want this way. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that at the 3-inch mark there. And I'll put this down and try to find where I was going again. This way, 3-inch mark this way. All right, now that I have that, I can do the rest without messing around too much. Now, the thing that's kind of interesting, I like to cut these into 3-inch strips, and then like you can do it like this, you can do it like this, whatever you prefer. You're just covering the sheet, right? You're just covering it. And making your own paper, essentially, right? All right, let me see here what I want to do with this. I think I'm going to put this green here, and then I'll put all of this in the center. So what's nice about this is it doesn't matter what your base page is. You can do anything you wish to your base, and you can, in other words, if you have ugly scrapbook cardstock that you really know you will never use, this is a great way to pull this out and use it instead of donating it or throwing it away. I have a lot of ugly like cardstock or flimsy. You know, sometimes you get cardstock that's not as nice quality. You know, it's acid free, but it's not as nice. It's great for base pages because we're adding to the pages anyway. We're adding more paper to it. It's going to make it more solid, if that makes sense, right? Okay, I'm gonna look at comments while I'm gluing this on. Oh yeah, I can send you a link to that group, Christy, no problem. You know, Honeybee has a group like that too. And every now and then I find something from Honeybee that's kind of old that is totally... Stampin' Up! Has that as well. Like if you're looking for something retired, people just, you know, I'm finding, you know, this whole Daisy Lane sale thing, I am very fortunate to have that, but most of the world does not. So people have gone online to sell their wares, and no, people don't do eBay anymore. eBay, their fees, they screwed themselves up doing the fees so high, and I'm just gonna tack that down a little better. I just want to make sure some of my corners are not quite so up. All right. So basically, this is my new paper, and this is using that gallery paper. Beautiful gallery. Would you ever think? Now, you could totally imagine using this background for a lot of different things. This could be anything. This is so generic. Any travel, anywhere you go, because of the map, it can represent anywhere, anything. The only other thing I can think of to use this gallery paper for, it'll make some beautiful cards, but my daughter has been totally into going to these history museums and stuff, and I think she might like one of those really small flip-flap albums made from this, because she's been collecting postcards and stuff from different museums, and I think she would really like that. So, all right. Okay, now let's talk photos. So I don't want to cover up this map. It's the only printed paper on the whole thing. So I want my photos to go around the circle, and I think I'm going to put my title in the middle. And I have a lot of options for a title, but I think I've decided on world trip because, first of all, when am I ever going to be able to use the title world trip other than Disney World? It's not like I travel the world. I just don't do that. I also really like this one. I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list. Love that. So I want to use that. And so I'm not sure which I'm going to use yet, but this is sort of my general place I'm going. Okay. And the idea is I want to show Epcot with all the different countries, and so I cut a lot of photos down small. I have this one picture that's 4x6 that I did cut this one down a little bit. It's like 3 3/4 by 5.5 or something, because I want it to be like my main feature on the page. The color that I decided to matte with, I could have gone, it needed some contrast. I could have totally gone with like the espresso color, because that brown would really help. But then I ended up going with a gray. I looked around because actually a lot of different colors look nice on this paper. Because there are so many colors in this paper, but I really liked basic gray. I'm working on getting all the colors so that I can make my regular customers rings like this. Heather was nice enough to make me one when I first started with Stampin' Up, and I'll tell you what, I use it every day. Every day. Not kidding. Okay, so I'm going to matte with that gray, and I definitely want this photo over here. And then my other photos, I cut down to like, they're 3x4. They might be just a smidgen smaller, but I really like the idea of, having different photos going around the page. So I have, this is like, you know, France. This is like, I think that was Italy. And then we have Morocco, and then on this side, I want bigger. Some of my photos are just larger, and I didn't want to cut them down, and I thought I'll just bling them down the middle like a row. But the problem is I wanted some of that, I really like the idea of some of that showing through, the paper showing. And so I think I'm just going to do this. I like it. This is my plan. Now, I did cut an extra photo mat just to carry that gray over to this page. And I could mat one of these, but I think whatever photo I put here, I want to put it, I think I want the photo mat here. I could put it at the top. Like if I, So I'm just balancing things a little bit by, you can see most of these photos were taken in the afternoon or at dusk. And I think sometimes when I have photos from all different times of the day, it's kind of nice to have, like, I think I might want a different picture there. Let me see. The daytime ones together, the nighttime ones kind of together, like, you know, balance. The other thing to keep in mind as I am doing these is I may want to tuck some embellishments under the photos just a little bit, and so you might want to not put adhesive right up to the edge of your photo. So if I want to put this one down, for example, I'm going to put my adhesive in the center of the photo, and I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going ahead and I am placing these down because the when I put embellishments on, see, I could stack those. Nope. I like this. And so I'm going to put that there. When I put the embellishments on, I hate when my pictures and everything move around. I'm constantly shuffling and changing things. And so I think I'm going to move this towards the center. I'm going to put this one towards the center also. And that way, this is the only one I have left. I could have cut that mat a little bigger so it showed more, but oh well, such is life. Okay, and I'll put this one down here. All right, now I have embellishments and things, trying to decide. Now I could do, I like the world trip thing here, but world trip, I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list. Try to decide. I think I want them both. I think I want it like this. All right. And then I'm going to just pull in this tray. And I definitely want to use, I cut 2 cameras. And I'm going to use one on each page. I love these little globes. And it kind of goes with that world trip idea. And then I also cut them in different colors in case I wanted to use different, you know, different colors on my fonts. And I did a few things that I did in that tea rose color. So I basically took a green, a brown, and that peach, and I made them a little bolder with my ink, right? And the other thing, I have lots of little messages. You know, you make the world better, which makes sense with if I had pictures of Steve and I together in any of these, but I don't. Let the adventure begin. I like that. I kind of like it in brown. We'll see. Taking the scenic route. That one's really fun. There's explore, love this place, enjoy. I have tons of little Mickey ears because of course I do. Let's explore together. I really like that. Okay. And the other thing, I am going to create journaling here, and I'm considering just doing strip journaling so that you can see the map underneath. You know how you write on a strip and then just journal here, and I can do something with that. You know, I'll put this with that. I like it. I like it. Okay. Now let's talk about these trees. One thing that I've noticed about Epcot is they're kind of, well, they have a lot of greenery and a lot of plants everywhere. And so I kind of like the idea of decorating, using these little trees like all over the place. And I think it will be an anchor to my page. Because, so I cut out gobs of them. I know I cut out a lot, but I really do think it'll help. I just don't want to cover up anything on my photos that I think is important or that I might want to look at again later. Like if I would have put this photo over here, you know, I don't care about covering up all that darkness around there. I love it. Love this. Go where your dreams take you. I love that. That could go on my journaling. I gotta think about it. Okay, and then I have a few Mickeys. I have some little geotags. The geotags are cute. I like the idea of pulling in that gray just a little more. I don't know. But anyway, so you get the drift here. So I have this light colored Mickey. I have the dark colors. And I think I like scattering these little Mickeys all over, like almost like hidden Mickeys, right? I can't help it. I love it. Okay, and then I think I want to do a couple more. I definitely will have something on my journaling. And so I'll probably have the darker color. I did some of them with heavy ink blending and some of them with light ink blending. And that way, so I'm going to put this with my journaling, and I'm going to have strips right here. I'm not ready to journal at this moment, but I'm liking how this looks. I think that is more or less how I want this to look. Now, I did cut some tags and tag topper pieces so that what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to write that this is Canada or whatever. And so sometimes it's nice to have just a little something. To put in. And be able to write. And I like the idea of having that at the bottom, kind of like a big border. And then I can always tuck something else in. All right, so this is how my layout is going to look, and I have more things that I can do with I can use those either with the rest of my paper, or I can, you know, cut this off, use this somewhere else, make a different layout, use it in that little book that I think my daughter will enjoy. I think I might make one of those little books for her. I think that's a cool idea. I might use that piece with my journaling. We'll see. Anyway, so this is where I'm at. This is basically how I'm finishing. Now, the last thing I'm going to do, I have this early espresso ink, and I think I'm going to go all the way around the edges and ink the edges of everything once I'm done, because I think that little inking will help ground it and add that brown border that I'm kind of helps with those lighter papers. So, all right, that is what I have today. And I hope that you guys like it. And I'll post a finished picture to the Facebook page after I get everything glued on. I may add a few small gems because that's how I am. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you tonight when we make the flowers. Bye-bye.